Yeah, it's going to be a roller coaster of emotions. So hopefully my internet holds up. Hopefully our emotions hold up, and then we can go and play some Imperium or Star Citizen or whatever it is we want to do. So let's jump into it. So, blackpilling. YouTube restricts Tommy Robinson's channel. BBC seems to be gloating about this, but YouTube has placed more restrictions around the video channel of English Defence League founder Tommy Robinson, which, by the way, he has gone through and later disavowed and had nothing to do with since, what, 15 years now? They just like poisoning the well, don't they? You know, YouTube has placed more restrictions on video of channel of English. Why do you have to bring up the EDL? It's old news. Everybody knows he's a part of. He founded the EDL. Everybody knows the EDL back then was completely different than it is now, and it was originally raised to fight the censorship and the Islamification of his country. It wasn't like it was these days. So why do they keep having to... Oh, wait, it's like they're poisoning the well. But anyway, clips are uploaded by Mr. Robinson have been removed from search results, and he is blocked from streaming live events via the site. Messages warning that his video may not be appropriate for all viewers will also be played before clips. YouTube had already in January decided to suspend adverts on Mr. Robinson's channel. Nothing Llewellyn about this. It imposed a further restriction after talking to extended experts. Really? Which experts? Academic researchers about the types of videos shown on the channel, reported BuzzFeed News. I'm going to bring that up, actually, because I want to know what the hell they're talking about. We are applying a tough treatment to Robbie Robinson's channel in keeping with our policies on borderline content, they say. BuzzFeed said the steps taken by YouTube would make Mr. Robinson's video undiscoverable unless follows sought them out specifically. It's weird because I don't get notified by any of his videos. I don't see any of his videos coming up in recommended, obviously. And the only time I seem to go to him and find him is when I go to his channel. I don't even know if they come up in under subscriptions anymore. This is absolutely insane. You have the wrong opinion. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to go through and we're going to make it so that you can't be found. It's not crimes.
I'll just point out that YouTube apparently has the ability to, like in their system, they have the technical tools to apply these kinds of things to a channel. They developed the code to do this to him.
Yeah.
That's crazy too.
Yeah, not only did they actually want to incorporate it, but also that they've actually gone through and spent money incorporating it. Like, this is like, we were having that debate a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, about the EU, and you were saying that the EU wouldn't go through and spend money, or tech companies wouldn't go through and spend money trying to censor the internet. And my argument was they're already doing it with their filters and algorithms. This is what I was talking about. This sort of stuff. But, yeah. Right. Now, the latest action comes after politicians called on YouTube to follow other social media companies in limiting the exposure of Mr. Robinson enjoyed on their platforms. Mr. Robinson, whose real name is... has also had pages on Facebook and Instagram removed. I'm not interested in doxing someone, and I find it really weird that the BBC gets every opportunity they can to plaster his name all over the internet. Like, why are you mentioning his real name, BBC? Is it that you're hoping that someone will go and do something? Are you hoping that he'll get attacked by Islamists? Or just random people on the street? Why do you keep mentioning his real name?
He has a wife and 2 daughters, correct?
He has kids. I think one's a boy, actually. I think one's a girl. I think it's one
he has 2 small children, although they are young.
Yeah.
2 small kids and a wife.
Yeah.
Now, somebody who is so outspoken like he is against a certain religion, there is the real, very real risk of them being killed because of their doxing.
Yeah.
And will the BBC cover that?
No. And I tell you what, if it ever did happen, God forbid that it does, because I don't want it to happen. If it ever did happen, they wouldn't accept responsibility. They would be like, "This is not our fault." They would
he
try
brought it on himself. Yeah.
Yeah, he brought it on himself, so it's okay. Never mind the fact that every article that we've written, we've said his real name. Like, I make a habit of not saying his name, and people turn around and say to me, "Why don't you want to?" Because he's a controversial figure. Because his real name is out there, yes, but at the end of the day, nobody knows him as that. Very few people know him as that name. And unfortunately, it's on the screens. I can't even, I can't edit every video to remove it. But at the end of the day, the fact is that everybody knows him as Tommy Robinson. Putting his real name out there does nothing but encourage people to attack his family. But the mainstream media is like, "Oh no, we're not doing that. We're just presenting facts." Bull fuck you are. Bullshit you are. You're full of shit. You're trying to encourage people to do something stupid because at the end of the day, you're worried about him. You're worried that this guy who is very likable by the majority of people in the UK. Like, holy shit, how many people turned up to his protest regarding him being imprisoned? What was the count? 30, 40,000? Or something like that?
Yeah.
And that's the people that not only just supported him, but also turned up to protest.
Yep.
Like,
also, his Facebook at the moment of deletion had over 1 million followers.
Yeah.
That is more than the entire mainstream media of the entire EU combined.
Yeah. Yeah. And
according to Sargon of Akkad. I'll put that there. So.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, obviously, is anybody wondering why they're going after Tommy Robinson? When he can get more views or more people subscribing to him on Facebook than, for example, mainstream media. Like, there's a certain portion of this that is just jealousy. It's jealousy and fear that someone like Tommy Robinson, for example, is going to put them out of a job.
Those 1 million people don't just disappear into a vacuum, by the way.
No.
They still think what they think.
Does he have Gab?
I don't know. Actually, I have no idea.
Let
The
me
thing
check
is
to
that
see.
those 1 million people, they don't just suddenly stop believing what they believe because you banned this guy from social media.
He's on... guys, he's on Gab. Follow him on
that's
Gab. I'll put a link in the chat to his Gab profile, actually. I'll post it so you guys can go and follow it. Yeah.
And honestly, if anything, and I don't want this to happen, and God forbid it, I don't want it to. If something bad happens to him or his family, I don't think that those 1 million people who were following him are going to just go silently in the night.
No. And I don't think Tommy would either. But anyway, there's the link there in chat, guys. So obviously, check it out. Get the opportunity. Follow him on Gab if you don't already. While you're at it, also follow me. But anyway, I would like to speak to him. I would love to have a sit down and chat with Tommy Robinson. I don't know if I have the cart to do it. But at the end of the day, yeah, he's got 26,000 followers on Gab. I'd like to have a chat. I'd love to have a chat with him one day. I think his DMs are actually open. Yeah, they are. I can message him. So maybe I'll message him later and see if he wants to come on and see if he wants to have a chat. That would be interesting. Oh boy, don't expect notifications on that chat, boys. But yeah, and look, at the end of the day, obviously, Independent has gone through. Tommy Robinson's YouTube videos restricted after internet giant refuses to delete channel. Why would they? YouTube has refused. Sorry.
They did campaign for that. They were campaigning to YouTube to remove the channel. YouTube did respond and say that he had not broken any rules. That was their initial response, and that none of the videos break any rules, and so we can't do anything. But the continued pressure from both politicians and mainstream media, eventually they put these restrictions on his channel.
Yeah, and look, this is frigging scary. The fact that politicians and media personalities can go through, have a problem with what you say, and basically get your channel pretty much shut down. His channel is still there, but let's face it, it's not coming up in search results, it's not coming up in recommended, it's not coming up in notifications, right? I don't know if it comes up in subscription alerts, like as in like subscription page, but you literally have to go to his channel to see his video. Like, this is basically putting him into a small corner of the internet and hoping that he basically dies out. They're trying to smother the fire. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. Would you like me to read the House of Commons London letter that they sent to Sundar Pichai about Tommy Robinson?
Sure.
Okay.
After this, let me go through this article first, and then we'll. Yeah. So YouTube refused to delete Tommy Robinson. The English Defence League founder, 15 years ago, mind you, when it was very much a different company or a different group, has almost 390,000 followers on the site. Really? I thought he would have had more than that. I thought he would have been over 1 million for Tommy Robinson. Yeah. Which is his last remaining live stream performance following the removal of his Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram account. A YouTube spokeswoman said Robinson's video did not violate hate speech policy after MPs for his account to be removed. After consulting with third-party experts, we're applying a tougher treatment to Robinson's channel in keeping with our policies on borderline content, a statement said. The content will be placed behind an intensive warning page, removal from recommendations, and stripped of key features including live streaming, comments, suggested videos, and alike. YouTube said it would delete Tommy Robinson's channel if he violates the hate speech policy, which prohibits the incitement of violence or hatred against the members of his religious community. So in other words, this is what it'll take to get rid of Tommy Robinson. Please don't go and do this and launch a hate group movement so that we can then delete his channel, is basically what they're saying, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Anyone clicking on one of Tommy Robinson's video is now greeted with a warning reading, following content has been identified by the YouTube community as inappropriate or offensive in a way that makes 1984 look reasonably real. Robinson can no longer live stream on his channel or see view counts. Further recommendations are not displaying, and people cannot comment. So you can't comment on the video, which is obviously going to affect his interaction numbers. He's not been recommended. He can't be searched for. He's not been notified when he got the video up. Like, Jesus Christ! Like, what? This is going to make it possible for him to grow. This is what they want. They want him to not be able to grow. Well, Tommy Robinson's video, YouTube channel, appears as a top hit for his parent company, Google. It does not display an internal search results. Stand Up to Racism organizer Michael Bradley told The Independent the channel should have been deleted. Okay. Any restrictions is welcome, but Robinson's account isn't about freedom of speech, it's about promotion of hatred, he said. And what about you? Have you ever gone and done anything similar? Can we claim the same thing about your account? Mr. Stand Up to Racism? But anyway. Whatever YouTube's policy are, Tommy Robinson uses it to promote his own behaviour and a far-right agenda. He's a Zionist, but regardless. And he shouldn't be allowed to use it. He uses the platform to use it as a gain funds, and YouTube clearly agrees that there is a problem. Matthew McGregor, campaign director of Hope Not Hate, which, by the way, was one of the people that he exposed working with said BBC, like, oh boy, isn't that interesting? Said social media platforms are vital to Tommy Robinson's personal fundraising. Yeah, what's your point? Aren't your fundraisings vital to your company's foundation and funding? Like, wow, big shock. Independent journalist needs money to live. Fuck me drunk, who would have thought? And obviously Sky News. YouTube places restriction on Tommy Robinson's channel. Then we'll get into the letter that you've got. Tommy Robinson placed a series of restrictions on the far right activist Tommy Robinson. This is Sky News, mind you. This is calling him far right. A Zionist.
That's a bit surprising.
Yeah, a Zionist, by the way. A guy that's pro-Israel. Like, this is a guy that supports...
You can't be far right. You can't be far right and a pro-Israel Zionist.
Do we actually need to get far-right people in here to debunk this shit? Do we actually need to get people to join the Discord to tell you what they think of Tommy Robinson? Because I can arrange that.
We have someone. We can arrange it.
Yeah, we have... I have a few contacts in the far right. I disagree with them, as Satellite knows. But I can easily hit them up for a stated comment on what their thoughts are on Tommy Robinson. And I tell you what, it wouldn't be on YouTube. No.
You couldn't do it live, though. I think that the language would probably get you a strike.
And to be honest, the shit that they would say about him would probably get this channel demonetized as long as Tommy Robinson's is. Like, they are not fans of Tommy Robinson, okay? Stop this far right. Yeah.
They don't like him, no.
No,
they don't like him. They don't like Lawrence Southern. They don't like Stefan Molyneux. They don't like any of these guys. They think they're all beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, insert slang word here. But the clampdown limits one of the key platforms of communications with his supporters and comes after he was banned from Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Why was he banned off those? Oh, yeah, because my feelings get hurt. The YouTube restrictions means his videos have been removed from search results and can no longer live stream to the platform. Robinson's channel has more than 387,000 subscribers and his clips have had more than 24 million views. The restrictions means his video will no longer have a view count, suggested videos, like, or comments. So in other words, we're going to stick you in a black hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Google-owned YouTube has also put in place a institution slate before his clips, warning the following content has been identified to YouTube community as inappropriate offences audiences. The move comes after YouTube removes advertisement from Robinson's videos in January. And it comes also after he went through and blasted the BBC for being a corrupt, biased media organisation that was working with Hope Not Hate. But that's not relevant to this article, is it? This is not... Is anybody conveniently thinking that it's weird how he literally blasted Hope Not Hate and BBC working together, what, a month ago now?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And all of a sudden, because of his expose on it, all of a sudden, oh shit, all of a sudden his YouTube has been put into some restriction 1984 Llewellyn state. Wow, isn't that weird? Not convenient though. If you start thinking it's convenient or it's linked, you're a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, right. In other bullshit news that I don't believe, pigs might fly and elephants have big ears. Well, actually, I think they do have big ears, don't they? But you know what I mean.
Well, they do.
Yeah. But look, at the end of the day, Dumbo's not real, okay, people? Elephants can't fly, pigs can't fly, and YouTube is not doing this in a vacuum. YouTube is doing this because of media influences. They've literally said that in previous reports. We've read some of them out. And who did Tommy Robinson recently go after in the media? The BBC and Hope Not Hate. This is a reaction to him publicly exposing them for being a bunch of shills and working together. And this is relating this whole Tony Sweeney, what was that Dick Watts name that yeah.
Yeah, something Sweeney.
Sweeney, yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's in response to that, and this is what it is. It's the media firing back because he exposed them. BBC's ratings are in the gutter. They're literally. It's the same with CNN. CNN's ratings are in the gutter. Why? Because the media isn't trusted anymore. People like Tommy Robinson, people like me, people like Satellite, like even to the extent of Phil DeFranco, whether you like him or not, they're more trusted than the mainstream media is this day. Because generally, we don't lie about shit. Generally, we don't have an agenda. Like these articles here, we've literally covered articles from BBC, from Independent and Sky News. We've covered everything from the far left to the far right, I suppose you want to call Sky News, to even the centre, which is the Independent.
They all lie about him.
Yeah. Wow, the establishment media is lying about Tommy Robinson. Or trying to poison the well in some cases. Even going through and, like, I find it interesting that Sky News doesn't talk about his real name. I don't think they mentioned... No. No, they did. Sorry, they did mention it. Yeah.
Mm.
But, like... But why do you keep mentioning his real name? What's the point? What if it's not about, causing, like... Who cares? What, are people going to start searching for that now? No, of course they're not. Yeah? The only reason you're mentioning it is because at the end of the day, it can lead attacks to his family. And you're kind of hoping that pressure would get him to stop. Well, as far as I know, Tommy Robinson's wife is on board with what he's doing. At least for the moment, anyway. So, that's not likely to happen. I believe in one of the videos, he actually said to her when he got out of jail, he said, have you had enough of this yet? And she's like, no, keep going. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. So, yeah. I don't know. You got a letter. If you want to start reading that, I just need to turn the light on.
His real name is on the letter, I think, 3 times. I don't know if you want to show it. You can show it if you want.
I
will. Yep. I will gloss over his name as I read it.
Yeah, sure, please. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it is a letter from Tom Watson MP. I'm going to give his real name because it's right there.
Also because because he's a politician, but yeah.
And he's a politician. He's of the House of Commons in London. He writes directly to Sundar Pichai, the chief executive of Google, and he says, "Dear Mr. Pichai, I am contacting you regard to the use of your YouTube platform by a violent, racist, Islamophobic campaigner called blah blah blah, better known in the UK and globally as Tommy Robinson. On Tuesday, Facebook and Instagram removed his page, related pages and materials from their platforms for breaching their organized hate policies." These are all claims that are unsubstantiated. However, as is quite clear from the comments threads on stories documenting this decision, blah 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 supporters are transferring over their virulent hate to YouTube. Okay, if you say so. Blah blah.
I haven't had. Okay, so just on that. People are pissed off at YouTube. Sure, I'm pissed at YouTube for doing this. And this will be going up as a separate independent video as well, by the way. So, congratulations, YouTube. You just made him more popular than you ever could. But at the end of the day, I'm pissed at YouTube for doing this. But I'm not hateful. A lot of people that follow Tommy Robinson aren't hateful. They're seeing a problem in society and they're calling it out. But, sorry to interrupt. Keep going.
No, it's okay. I'll just mention, Sargon has met with Tommy before.
Yep.
And Sargon has said that Tommy Robinson supporters tend not to be the kind of people that go, hey, across the street. It's more like they just go quietly, hey, man, I support you, blah, 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 and then move on. That's the kind of people. And Sargon has said that those are the kind of supporters you have to worry about, because it's those quiet ones that you don't know that support Tommy. So that 1 million people on his Facebook, probably a massive amount of those people, you have no idea that they are actually Tommy supporters.
Oh yeah, he has a grassroots movement.
Oh, massive grassroots.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that needing to worry about it though. I would say it's a good thing.
So the letter goes on and says that blah blah had 294,000 subscribers as of Wednesday. Since then, with YouTube, his only remaining platform of global significance, his subs have leaped to 325,000. Oh, poor MP. Recent videos.
It's like, for example, it's weird because it's like when you go through and you try and censor someone, that people take more notice of what they're having to say.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
By the way, I just searched Tommy Robinson in YouTube, right?
Yeah.
And I cannot find his channel.
Oh. I'll finish this letter and then I'll take a look as well.
Yeah.
Recent videos he posted have been watched by between 1 and 2 million people. He is also using YouTube to move his supporters over to a website, www.globalaim.co.uk, and encourage them to make donations to keep his movement alive. YouTube's policy on hate speech prohibits content which promotes violence or hatred against individuals. He does not do that. Or groups based on attributes including religion, race, immigration status, or nationality. Many of his videos are clearly in breach of this policy. Well, YouTube actually said that his videos were not. I understand YouTube suspended all adverts on his channel in January, cutting off significant revenue stream. I am now writing to implore you, as a matter of utmost urgency, to follow the lead that has been belatedly set by Facebook and remove forthwith all Tommy Robinson and related pages from your YouTube platform. As in, he is saying ban him. Completely ban him.
Yeah.
So apparently it's not enough that they put his channel in a completely buggered state.
No.
As the
UK's
shadow digital secretary, I have... Oh, so he's the UK's shadow digital secretary. Okay.
That's interesting.
I have recently been making the argument that the social media companies have failed to regulate hate speech and harm on their platforms. It is clear, as I am sure you are aware, the UK legislators are now moving rapidly towards introducing legal... Oh, that's it. That's okay. That's all I have. Oh shit. Oops.
Is it pay to?
Here we go. I found the second page. Regulatory powers to deal with those who seek to use the garb of freedom of speech to instead preach violent hate with the aim of damaging and undermining our society. The public interest is demanding, no they're not, an end to the laissez-faire approach to regulation. Not just in the UK but globally. However, that should not mean that the social media firms avoid their responsibilities in the meantime to take action where it is clearly and vigorously required. I would ask that you immediately close down all of blah blah's sites on YouTube before the virus of his views grooms countless more followers via your platform. I should also inform you, as a matter of politeness, that I will be releasing this letter to the media. I look forward to hearing from you. Yours sincerely, Tom Watson, MP.
In other words, we're releasing this letter so that you have to act. You have to do what we say. Just on the screen, guys, you go through and you can see I've typed Tommy Robinson as the search result. And there's Tommy Robinson live stream channel, which I don't even think is legit. There's Tommy Robinson that has 169 subscribers, which is not legit. There's the Rebel Media video website. There's Tommy Robinson old EDL channel, which I don't think is legit, but anyway. Tommy Robinson, which has 2,068 subscribers, which is not legit. But there's nowhere here that Tommy Robinson's real channel is actually showing up. It's a whole bunch of fake channels.
So they did say they removed him from search, right? So you probably can't search it on the channel. well, that was silly of me. I can't use Google to search his channel. Duh. I'll try DuckDuckGo.
Yeah, I don't even know if I could use DuckDuckGo to actually go through and search for it. So, how am I supposed to find his videos?
Well, you can't.
No,
Not without a direct link.
Yeah. So that's. Yeah.
I found it. Yeah. If you go to DuckDuckGo and you search Tommy Robinson, the first thing is a direct link to his main front of his channel, which now has 390,355 subscribers.
So I've used DuckDuckGo. First thing comes up is his Wikipedia, BBC, the Independent, Tommy Robinson YouTube.
Oh, okay. Well, for me, it came up straight. At the top for me, it's recent news, and then it's his channel right under that, above the Wikipedia. You don't see that?
Yeah, I've got it now. Yep.
Okay.
So here is his channel here, guys. This is what it actually looks like. And just for shits and giggles, the real link is in that chat and will be in the description below. So please feel free to go and subscribe to Tommy Robinson's channel, because at the moment he has 390,000 subscribers.
I was subscribed to him. I just had to subscribe again and click the bell. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm actually subscribed to him on my account, but because I'm not logged in on this screen, it doesn't show me as being subscribed. But no, I'm subscribed, notified. Last video of his was...
So they unsubscribed me.
Oh, wow.
At some point they did. Not surprised.
Yeah. So guys, the same as what I get too. He's got a link to his Facebook account still, which is not available.
Kind of annoying that you can't just go to his channel. Like, now that I've resubscribed. Now what I'm going to do is go to my subscriptions page and see if he's actually in my main channel list of subscriptions. See if he shows there. ST.
When I go to his website, TommyRobinson.online, I get a warning saying your connection is not private. Attackers may be trying to steal your information from Tommy Robinson online, for example. Passwords.
They've probably put a man in the middle certificate attack on there to track people who's gone to the site then. Yeah, so that HTTPS is doing its job by telling you there's a problem. Yeah, I'm not surprised they're messing with the site.
So load it up from a VPN?
I don't know. Yeah, probably don't go to this page then.
Well, that's what they want, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. He does come up in your channel list of subscriptions if you go there, so you can still go to his channel manually.
Cool. Yeah.
So.
Anyway. Charlie just says in chat, I tried to look up his YouTube is blocking his channel from coming up on the online. Yeah, on mine as well. Yeah, mate. All three of us have it. Like I say, link to his real channel is in the description, is in the comments. Don't go and click on it because that would offend YouTube. Smiley face. But obviously, as for what BuzzFeed has obviously gone said, YouTube is placing sweeping new restrictions on Tommy Robinson's channel, but it's not banning him. Why should they? Jesus Christ, freedom of speech does not mean shit to these people, does it? YouTube has placed a sweeping new restriction on far-right activist Tommy Robinson's channel, removing his videos from search results and prohibiting from live streaming to the platform, BuzzFeed News can reveal. The clampdown follows demands from senior MPs from both Britain's main political parties, because he's a threat, and from Google, YouTube parent company to follow Facebook, Twitter example in restricting the impact of the anti-Muslim campaigner. Is anybody else finding it weird that a person that criticizes Islam and is a Zionist is seemingly copying it from mainstream media and politicians around the world? It's not like the New Zealand Prime Minister has been caught recently tucking to a certain religion. Sorry. Don't know why I just said that. So sore throat.
Quick message on the Discord, General. I'm just asking a question.
Yeah, man, go for it. That's not
All
right.
right. We did a quick little search earlier because I was extremely surprised that Silicon Valley would have such a massive problem with this guy because he's pro Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nonpartisan was actually not surprised, and I thought it was strange, and we talked about it. And then I went and did a quick little Google search and found that actually I wasn't quite aware of this, and I'm no longer so surprised. There is billions of dollars going from Saudi Arabia to a bank that is then funding Silicon Valley.
It's not just Silicon Valley either. I imagine if we go through and we looked at this money funding these organizations and whatnot would also be going to politicians. That would be that would not surprise me a single. I'd have to check that out, and if it doesn't check out, I'll be very surprised. In fact, but yeah, I would say that people on both the left and right side of politics, and I use those terms very loosely because in the UK and Australia we seem to have two left side governments. But regardless, we have a far left and we have a left. It's like having cancer or AIDS. What would you prefer? But regardless. But like I say, yeah, I'd imagine a lot of these banks that deal with Saudi money actually been funding also political parties too. It's like the alt-right may be wrong about who runs the world.
Yeah. I dropped the link to the Recode article if you actually want to go further into it right now. Otherwise, we can move on to the next topic.
No, let's talk about this because it is all linked and it is very important. And I don't think it should be strike-worthy.
I doubt it. It's news, right? It's just news.
We're just covering news. We're just going to stay away from our personal opinions on said news. But anyway, keep going.
Well, I mean, you know, it was just interesting in this article. Do you want to read it or me?
Yeah, I can if you want. So, why Silicon Valley investors can't quit Saudi money. So, it's not just startups that thrive on Saudi money. Cash, it's venture capitalists too. Silicon Valley is beginning to question its ties with Saudi Arabia, but there are many skeptics these days who privately question whether the relationship will actually change once the news of the day moves away from the Middle East. Why? Because in addition to Saudi giving billions of dollars directly to startups, there are also investors or limited partners in a number of elite venture capitalist funds that do their own deals. Those relationships don't untangle easy and are usually legally required to be kept secret. Why are you legally requiring to keep them secret? That's what I want to know.
I thought was concerning.
Yeah. Hey, we might have ties to Saudi Arabia, but shh, it might be illegal. The Saudis' marquee investment conference this week had been beleaguered after brutal killing of Saudi dissident journalist Jamal Khashoggi. But some American finance companies still came to Riyadh from establishment.
Riyadh, I think.
Riyadh, yeah, that'd be right. Yeah, from establishment investors like Jim Byron and budding investors like Outbust Uber CEO Travis Kalaski, who was spotted in the city at the time of the conference by a source. He was just happened to be on a holiday. He wasn't there for the conference, people. Don't be silly. It just happened to be good timing. Yeah, just, flight just got chauffeured, for example. There's a sense that Saudi Arabia will remain a big player in Silicon Valley finances once the news cycle moves on to something else. People have to pull out of the conference for optics. Not because they want to, but because of the optics. But they can basically accept the capital and say, oh, well, I'll let you be an investor, but you can't tell anyone. Nothing shady as fuck going on here at all. He said one person is talking to the Saudi footprint in Silicon Valley. It basically means that everything is more discreet and under the sheets. Okay. But anyway, which is the most public Saudis remain sovereign wealth fund, the public investment fund, which spends 45 billion to back startups globally through the SoftBank Version Fund, is the biggest Saudi investment in Silicon Valley by far. But focusing solely on SoftBank misses the totality of Saudis' under-the-radar investments that still come from the same oil money machine. The Saudis' exposure to venture capital has not historically been vast, but is growing rapidly. There are a lot of different wealth Saudi investment firms. It's not simply the Saudis. And it keeps going on. And does it tell you? Like, it's a pretty long article here. So it's probably,
yeah, it is pretty long.
Yeah, we've been covering it for a little bit now, so we probably should move on to something soon. But yeah, so we have Saudi Arabia investing in Silicon Valley. Tommy Robinson, who is anti-Muslim, if you want to say that. So you have these two sides of the debate, and all of a sudden, the tech companies who receive the money from Saudi Arabia, who have a direct opinion that's contrary to Tommy Robinson, are now silencing him.
Yeah, and you have also the government machine of Europe also going after him.
Yes. There's no link to Saudi money in this at all, and if you think there is, you're a conspiracy theorist.
My last probably big thought on this before I guess I'll be done is my concern is that it has been said for such a long time that it's not them that control social media. Like it's not Israel that controls the media and all this. I mean, everyone continues to say that it's Israel that controls the media or is in the media and the banks and the money. But it's been obvious over the recent months and possibly years, and also Nonpartisan also pointing it out too, that I have started to see as well. And credit to you for that. You keep pushing back on it, and I look into it. That obviously I'm starting to realize that there's billions and billions of dollars going into Silicon Valley from a different source, and then it starts to make a little more sense because you see that if you get woke, you go broke. But these Silicon Valley companies are not going broke.
No.
And it starts to make a little sense because this article we just read, right? That's from October last year.
Yeah.
These companies have been losing money hand over fist, and yet somehow they're
still managing to stay afloat.
They're not slowing down.
No.
And this is probably how they're making enough money to keep going and expand. And this is worrying, very worrying.
If I ever do my own YouTube platform idea that I've toyed around with, and I was actually speaking to Leaf about it a few days ago, and he was actually on board with it too. But if I ever start doing that and I start getting investors, if any money comes from either side, you have full disclosure to slap me as hard as you want.
Okay. Yeah. I will. I probably would too.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you probably would. Yeah. But at the end of the day, and this, look, obviously, look, companies invest in startups, companies invest in capital. We're not saying it's a bad thing. We're just simply saying that there is a certain push in social media companies to do some things that seemingly might align with certain billion-dollar investors. Is that a good way of putting it without getting a copyright strike?
That seems like a good way of putting it, yeah.
Or a channel strike, but yeah. But look, at the end of the day, and look, I really wish the alt-right would stop with this narrative they keep trying to push. Because we should actually have a decent talk about this one day, because there's a lot of shit that the alt-right has gotten wrong. And like I say, I disagree with the alt-right. I've publicly debated the alt-right. Hell, I did it on fucking what's his name's channel when he had it up and running. That morning show, Kumite. I debated an alt-right guy on the Kumite. I've publicly debated fucking Leaf in Discord, and and I've debated Frank and even Bomb and all these sort of guys. You know, like, but I suppose the media will call me alt-right when they get a chance. They'll get around to it one day. But anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. What is your thoughts on Tommy Robinson's YouTube being restricted? Do you think that this is a load of crap? Do you think at the end of the day that this is them following the money and being influenced by financial gains? Do you think at the end of the day they're trying to push an agenda to shut down Tommy Robinson? Would you like me to get Tommy Robinson on the channel? Please say yes to that one, because I'd love to have an interview with him. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Apart from that, guys, obviously this video has been helpful. Please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, we will see you in the next demonetized video. Or if you're going to hang around, we'll keep seeing you for the rest of the news. But have a great day, and we'll see you soon.